in terms of directing the east. The east is the direction of illumination, of wisdom, of the beginnings. And so we think of clarification there of wisdom and of creativity. So just for a moment, set that intention that during this time and under the illumination of a full moon, that you will see that light at the end of any tunnel that gives you that little spark of hope so that you can move forward and feel illumined. And now we're going to turn 180 degrees in our attention to the west. The west. We're calling out, spirits of the west, Otorango, help us build the rainbow bridge between the worlds that we may leap consciously from the world of matter to the world of spirit. Help us to step beyond the small deaths and numbing experiences of daily routine to fully embrace life and in so doing not be claimed by death. Jaguar, teach us to leap gracefully from one life within a life to another, lifting each veil as we fly. Let us embrace the 9 lives of the Inca belief system as each a separate but important learning toward our completions. As we recognize and embrace the experience of each of these important passages, may we surrender our fear and violence and live in peace. Let us acknowledge what we've completed in our lives in the past animation cycle. We ask for the dream initiators to help us examine and release those beliefs and illusions that no longer serve us in order to create space for the new inner truths that await us. Gift us with the quality of receptiveness that we are available to receive all our earthwalk experiences in dignity and in humility. Let us be willing to build from the ashes of the old a risen temple within and without. And as we direct our attention to the west, this is the direction of the illusion. It's the 7 veils that we lift so that we become free and are able to ascend in our consciousness. It's also where we process the lessons that we have in life and we go within, like the hibernating bear, and examine and come forward with the teaching, the learning. And with that, we garner strength to continue on the journey. And just pause in the west, offering gratitude and seeking to know more truths. And so it is luz, paz, amor, conciencia, armonía. And we turn to the north. And in the north, hummingbird is the animal in the Peruvian tradition. So we will bring in the north. Hummingbird. Suricente, place of mystery, teach us to step outside of ordinary time and become a luminous being. Let us embrace the new dimension where we are no longer subject to karma. Allow the momentum of the past to assist us in attaining freedom and liberation. Invite us to listen to the voices of the ancient ones as we step outside of time, releasing events of the past and summoning the destiny we desire. Let gentleness and sweetness be the key words we use to summon our destiny. Awaken our luminous bodies that we may walk upon Pachamama as luminous beings. And as we acknowledge the fullness of the moon, may we remember the circles and cycles of fullness and clearing. Gift us the wisdom to appreciate the sacred presence of our ancestors who guide and support our earth walk. Teach us to lead our lives with integrity with the 7 generations who will follow. Let us see the big picture of our lives more clearly, that we may become more internally balanced through chaotic times. So as you are directing your attention to the north, call in one of your ancestors, ask them to come across the time and space continuum and be present with you. And perhaps in the silence they will whisper a word, a message to you. And then remember the 7 generations that came before you and the 7 generations that will follow. We have a responsibility to hand off that baton of life to those generations, handing off the earth in as best a condition as we're able. So I invite you to see yourself handing that baton. It could be a friend, it could be a student, it could be a relative, but we're each handing that off, especially as those of us that are getting older. And now we're going to direct our attention to the south. And in the south, in the Peruvian tradition, the reptile, the snake, is the animal of that direction. And having been born in the year of the snake, I have a great affinity for snakes. Serpent, Sachamama, help us to shed our past, that we may be transformed through magic. Let us do this in one fell swoop as an act of love and an act of power. Whichever passage we are now in the life cycles, let us be accomplished by working with fire. As we're able, let us feed a virtual or real fire, the twigs of our past, representing the lessons of this lifetime, and pay homage. Let no acts of love and forgiveness go unsaid. Let us take actions to express ourselves and no longer hold within those words from others. Spiritual warriors are empowered by loving and forgiving, and so let it be with us. As all of these releases transpire, help us to become detached and come into balance. Guide our footsteps as we gently walk our path, gaining strength and momentum along the way. Let us let go of fear and uncertainty. Grant us the faith and trust to acknowledge who we truly are, and gift us with grace to celebrate our own pathway and those of others that we may not understand. And particularly at this time, there are certainly a lot of people we fail to understand. Let us just allow that person in a space of love. We may not like them, we may not want them to be in our family, but we are a family on the planet at that energetic level. So let us just see them in light and let them go. And let growth, trust, and love be the predominant energies that we're working with. Let us peel away like snake that old skin, those old beliefs, those old things that no longer serve us, that we will be free. And I also invite you in the South to bring in your inner child. We need that childlike spirit to get through everything that we're going through right now, personally and globally. That knowing that things are going to work out okay, that we are going to be okay. That excitement about the new as we're letting go of the old. So call in that little spirit within for you. Bring him or her in and let them join our circle now. And so it is, luz, paz, amor, conciencia, armonía. And direct your attention upward. As we call on Taichacha, Father Sky, provider of the sun, the moon, the stars that remind us of our origins, shine your light on this circle tonight that we may be illumined. Exemplar of the divine masculine, gift us the harvest of our experiences and greater illumination under the influence of the full Capricorn moon. Show us the light of our true selves and bless us with upliftment. As the poet said, a man's reach should exceed his grasp, or what's a heaven for? So let us grasp for that state of being that we call heaven. And focusing on where your feet are, maybe touching the floor. We'll focus on Mother Earth below. Pachamama, Mother Earth. Provider of all that sustains and nourishes our earth walk, we ask that you give us a strong foundation and forgive us our unconscious acts of harm upon you. Exemplar of the divine feminine, teach us to honor, acknowledge, and connect with all of the kingdoms, the animals, the plants, the minerals, the Devic and angelic kingdoms, the human kingdoms. Guide us on the earth walk that we may walk in beauty and become earth stewards. Bless us with seasons to grow by and understanding of our needs. And then if you'll place your hand or hands on your heart, we're going to call on the spirit within. We call on our inner selves to move us in the direction of peace. We place our hands on our hearts and feel the warmth and support that our inner selves always offer. Let us recognize the goodness and wholeness within that is our given right and claim it. Grant us an ever-increasing ability to unconditionally love, accept, understand, forgive, and reach out to others. Gift us patience with self and others. Let us renew the quest for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We ask that our journey toward more peace within spill out and overtake our exteriors, that we are spiritual beings having a material experience of the highest order. And so it is. We thank the spirits of the East, the West, the North, the South, and all our relations. Matakwiasan. And so it is. And I'm going to turn this thing around if I can, because we're going to do a little candlelight lighting that I was introduced to at the Center for Spiritual Living in Huntington Beach last summer, as it were, when we could still travel and go about. So let's see if I can do this. Okay. You can kind of see the altar, I think. Yeah, okay. So we're going to light 9 candles, and each one is of some significance. And they're all addressing the different spiritual beliefs on this plane. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor today. We light the candle for Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. Light. The wind from the lamp cooler, a little bit more challenging. All right. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. And we light the candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual practices. And then finally, I'd like you to light a metaphoric candle to represent the path that brought you here today. Now I'm going to move the computer again. And a little travel music. I invite you to get comfortable wherever you are. We're remembering that Capricorn is about building. And we're in the process of rebuilding, restructuring both our inner world and the outer world. I'll turn that down just a little. So I'm going to invite you to, in your place, take 3 deep breaths. Go as far as you can down into your belly, maybe holding that belly as you breathe in, holding it, and then gently releasing it. And with the first breath, relax your physical body. Bring your physical body into a place of peace. And the second breath that we're going to take is for your emotional body. A lot of people are going through depression right now, fear, anxiety, and uncertainty. Our world is changing. So as you breathe in, bring any of that you might be feeling to attention. And as you breathe it out fully. Blow it and move it up to the air and just let those untoward emotions be for now. And the last breath is to clear our minds, to still that mitote, that big gossip that goes on in our minds that keeps us from hearing from spirit and higher mind. And on that out breath, just sigh. So breathing in, letting it fall. Just let it go. Clear your mind. We're going to go to Peru. We're going to first be in the valley. You're hearing the drums announcing ceremony to begin. And you're preparing to go up to Machu Picchu. So you begin to align your rhythms with the rhythm of this Capricorn moon, this harvest, this epitome of the cycle of animation. And you prepare to go to an ancient structure that has withstood the test of time. And as you begin to prepare for that journey, you might ask yourself, what is my foundation, my beliefs emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically built on? Do I have a straw house? Did I build my house with wood? Or did I build my house with adobe bricks? And I want you to look at those structures of mind, spirit, body, and thoughts, and emotions, and see if there's a way to fortify that structure so that you have that fortitude and that strong belief in a lasting structure, a lasting building, a strong foundation. And now the little jeeps or the buses are going to take you up to Machu Picchu. And we're going up on a private guided tour. We're going up under this full moon, and we will be the only people in the park. So feel yourself riding up this twisting road out of the jungle up to Machu Picchu. This place's structures have withstood the sands of time. And when you get there, a guide is presented. And this group is small. You will all go with this one guide. And you follow the guide around the structures of Machu Picchu until you come to one particular structure that has what appears to be a large patio. It's large enough so that each of you can lie down with proper social distancing as you're instructed to focus on the sky, the night sky, the stars, and the full moon. And then you're asked to place your hands on your dantian or your hara, which is located below the belly button and above the pubic bone. And it's a little spot of strength. If you place your hands there now, you'll feel that heat will begin to build up. And you're going to do a little recapitulation exercise. And you're instructed to begin to build a cord from this hara, this dantian, up to a strong place in the night sky. You choose your star, your constellation, the moon. You're creating this very powerful, beautiful golden cord. And you get a little tug on that hara or dantian as you feel it lifting you gently, not off the ground, but you just feel your pelvis moving up a little. And as that happens, your arms go limp at your sides, almost as if you were a puppet and someone could pick your hand up and it would drop. And then the guide instructs you in the quiet for a few moments. I want you to travel back in time and find any place where you've given up your power. And this is a dispassionate view, no emotions attached. Clearly see the picture of the situation, the person or persons involved, and determine what was the exchange. What did they give up? And what did you take in and give up? Were they angry? Did you take in blame or shame? Just allow yourself to drift and move on this chord, discovering things that you can clear up right now, this night. And when you find a situation and you're certain of the exchange, I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose to the left, blow it out through your mouth all the way to the right. Bring your head back to even, and then continue on. So journey well now in the quiet. And let go. complete any recapitulation that you're in right now. Give yourself a moment. And relax. And feel the golden cord beginning to disassemble and move upward into the nothingness from which it came. Just a golden stream of light. And as you look up, there's a meteor shower, beautiful shower in the sky, the night sky, like the sparklers and the fireworks last night, announcing freedom. And then as you look at the moon, Condor flies right in front of the moon, similar to the lunar eclipse, darkening it for a moment, and then flying free. And you look at the constellations in the sky. Perhaps you're looking at Capricorn, the goat or the ram, reminding you to be strong. Perhaps you're looking at Cancer, the crab, reminding you to have a protective shell. You know that each of the animals in the four directions are guiding and guarding you this night. Condor reminding you to fly free. Jaguar reminding you to live with impeccability. Hummingbird reminding you to experience joy. Snake reminding you to transmute and transform yourself. And now the guide is asking you to stand up and form a circle. And in the circle, to touch your heart and to send love to each person in the circle. So as you see the circle, you're thanking Kathy, and you're thanking Diane, and you're thanking John and Jessica and Meredith and Nancy Dubois and Nancy Schenk and Lynn and myself for joining tonight for this sacred time with one another, in which we set that intention for common good, for equality, and for peace on the planet. And when you're ready, you can come back into the circle and join me. For those of you who've never been to Machu Picchu, if you ever get a chance, go. It's quite magical. And as I said, it's a structure that has withstood time and a symbol for us to build our internal structures, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually, with great strength, so that we can come into that circle of unity and harmony, and we can ascend to the fifth dimension and experience that great love and that great peace. So I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. And if you want to say anything, you're welcome to, or if you just want to kind of chill out and, and be with yourselves, that's fine.
Thank you, Mari, and thank you for the invitation and the gathering. Beautiful
You're
souls.
most welcome, Meredith. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
That was very beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. And like I said, I have many of your emails, not all of them. If you want me to send you some of the script of the calling in and the candle lighting, I'll do that. The meditation was all impromptu, so but I did record it, so we'll see how the recording goes. But thanks, Diane. Thank you, Meredith.
Night from Mexico.
Okay, good night.
Getting dark here. I'm out on the patio.
Oh, okay. All right. Bye, Meredith. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Do you still have the PayPal account if we wish to send a donation?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. I'm still working on the 501c3, but I'm just waiting for technical stuff for the state. But if you make a donation, I'm writing it down and I'll send you a donation thing.
Oh.
So you can use it for your taxes. But it's all good. I just got caught up because one document said one thing and one said the other from my agent, you know, technicalities. So, great.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for sharing.
Thank
you so much.
Right.
Thank you.
Have a great evening. Okay.
Have a good evening.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Amari.
You're welcome, John and Jessica.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, Jessica. I heard you. Nancy, I'm glad you joined us.
It's wonderful to be here.
Oh, good, good. Okay. All right. So I'm going to sign off now and just have a beautiful evening. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.